Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com, and these are the market positions for February the 2nd, 2011. Now our first position for tonight is going to be in the Asia stock, the Asiainfo Holdings Corporation. Now what I like about this one is that we have a nice clean signal that's formed here. We have the predicted true strength indicator, the predicted MACD, the predicted medium and long-term differences, all pointing higher on this. Now, again, looking at the short, sorry, here, we'll just bring that up. The short, the medium, and the long-term crossover from Vantage Point are all very clearly pointing to the upside. This long-term crossover has just recently crossed to the upside, so that looks good also. So now what we're doing is we're looking for a minor retracement to get back into a long position. Now the way we can identify where to get into this position is we're going to look at the 3, the 8, and the 18-day predicted moving average and use these numbers as pivot points. Our first one, 2042, second support, 1931, our third support, 1876. So because we have a fresh crossover on this triple EMA, 2042 is definitely a point of interest to me at this particular time. But for confirmation of that now, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the daily report from Vantage Point and we're going to see exactly what it has to say. So we have 2075 as the predicted low, 2188 is the predicted high. So we're looking for about a $1 move on this stock tomorrow, possibly a little bit more. I like the look of it. So tomorrow between 2075 and 2042 is going to be an identifiable buy zone for this particular stock, and from there we're going to be looking for a move to a minimum of 2188. Now that's for your day traders. Now your more position swing traders, longer term traders, this stock has room to move, in my opinion, much higher than this. If we look this going back over a 9-month period, we can see that this stock has been up well over $30 a share. So there's certainly, in my opinion, some decent opportunity here for a much, not just an intraday trade, but a very good medium to longer term trade. Now that's our first position for tonight. Our second position is going to be, again, back into that foreign exchange market. Now our second trade is going to be in the Euro Swiss franc currency pair. Now there's a couple of factors here that are at play. Number one, the strength of the euro, and number two, the potential weakness forming in the Swiss franc. The Swiss franc in general on the currency futures is heavily overbought. So this long trade here looks like it has some room to move. Now another thing I like is we're very close to our key level of support at 128.61. We then have 129.31 and 129.23. Now, looking at our short, medium, and long term, we can identify 128.61 is a key level. Now, looking at our three major crossovers here, we can see that our short term is flat, our medium term is somewhat flat also, and our longer term is still above the buy area. Now, this is a very mixed trade. We've got a very, very volatile week ahead of us with a non-farm payroll coming out on Friday. We've got, again, continued issues in Egypt. None of this really is a great week for trading anything, in my respectful opinion. Next week and the week after, we're going to see some very, very good trading. But for the rest of this week, I would recommend very, very limited trading, particularly the closer we get to Thursday afternoon prior to that non-farm payroll announcement on Friday morning. So with that said, let's now go into the daily report from Vantage Point here on this Euro Swiss franc trade and see what we've got for the critical levels. Now looking at the key levels for tomorrow from Vantage Point, we have 128.84 and 129.86. So we're looking for a relatively shallow pullback here towards this 128.84. Now stops on this particular trade are it's a little bit better risk to reward on this trade because we know that our major level at that 18-day predicted moving average is sitting at the 128.64 level. Excuse me, that's 128.61 would be the key level. So in this particular trade, if we're looking at getting in between 128.61 and 128.88, our stop should be about the 127.80 level. We want to make sure that we give this trade some room to breathe because it's definitely going to be volatile tomorrow. So we want to make sure we keep that in consideration with, as the volatility increases, we certainly need to open up these stops. Now, on our trade today, the US Canadian, we had a little bit of a profit there, and then towards the end of the day, crude oil moved higher, equities, and the US CAD sold off. But the US CAD is also, in my opinion, a decent trade long while above the 120, or excuse me, the 98.25, 98.50 level. So that's another one to think about for tomorrow. I don't think we're quite done with that US CAD trade, so we want to keep an eye on that too. So those are the market positions for February the 2nd, 2011. And again, my name is Greg Furman, market analyst here at TraderPlanet.com.